Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, let's give all praise, honor, and glory. Let us give them honors to the apostles, elders, and great millstone. Let us say shalom to the elect, and to his word, not to the faith of Sarah. Shalom to the believers as well. You know, so we're back out here again, man, to continue free the downfall of this place, America. You know, we are witnessing this process of the destruction of America. And it's going to come in worse as we close in on the end of 2022. You know, we're seeing that there's no hope for the next year. Matter of fact, somebody get Ezekiel 7, start at verse 5. Because what we're seeing is the symptoms to the end of an empire. You know, somebody else say nothing.
And it's Ezekiel 7 and 5. It said, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shemel and evil, and only evil, behold, is come.
See? So he said, told, thus said the Lord power. This is the decree from Yahweh Shemel that evil and only evil is come. And it says, behold, why? Because of the events that take place on planet Earth. See, whether you not actually experienced it, you can go to a interview, a news clip, to show you that evil and only evil is come. You know, you got it.
Like we said, the end is come. The end is come.
The end is come. And we're seeing it. Why? Because it's all these evils are happening at a high rate. You know, you got it out.
Yep, it watching for thee. Behold, it is come.
See, it's watching for thee. You know, so meaning the end is waiting on you, man. You have pretty much these people have been smashed in an evil time. You know.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
See, so as you can see, this is a private matter. This is actually a secret. Matter of fact, get Daniel 2. And I believe it's like 19.
It is Daniel 2 in verse 19. He said, then was the secret revealed unto Daniel.
And what was that secret? Concerning the interpretation of Nebuchadnezzar's dream, which it tells what? The rise and fall of kingdom, man. The build up to the kingdom empire, those four major kingdoms before the kingdom of heaven will be established. That's that secret, man.
Verse 4, it says, and Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
Like, read that again off of the top.
And Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, take heed that...
verse 3 again.
So like in verse 3, it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? And of the end of the world.
And of the end of the world, the end of this age. You know, that's what we're witnessing. The downfall of this kingdom. You know, and that's the secret. That we just read in the second chapter. Like I said, it was a private conversation between Yahweh and the disciples. You got it, right?
And Yahweh answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many.
So y'all, because we're in the height of deception. You know, you have these pseudo outlets. You know, these different forms of water, ways of relief in this lifetime. You know, from a basketball career to a college education. Those are those false anointings. Because it's your way out, so to speak. You know, even all the way up to you actually got men to say that they are Lord. You you know. But they ain't, it's to no avail. You're going to ultimately run into a brick wall, whether that brick wall be the family, you know, concentration camps of the country. You got it, man.
And you should hear wars and rumors of wars.
And yeah, and that's through the articles and the videos we see, you know, it's expounding on the different skirmishes that's taking place throughout the planet Earth. And it's happening at a high rate. It's not an every once in a while thing. The Lord is telling out. This is going to be constantly happening, as we just read in Ezekiel, the 7th chapter. Evil and only evil. Evil on top of evil. You know, matter of fact, get that, you can hold that Luke 21.
It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
See, because that's the icing on the cake, so to speak, that war. It's a build up to that event. You know, which being that closing in on the Bible to take center stage in prophecy. This is what's taking place on the earth. You know?
It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
So you got, we see the build up to race wars by these police shootings. They're starting up Jacob. You know, as well as the kingdom against kingdom, the world war, man. Nation against nation, man. We seeing all these things take place upon planet Earth. Right?
And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
See? It said famines. And that's plural. Because, yeah, of course, it's going to be a lack of bread and water. But it's also going to be a lack of answers. That's why it tells you it's going to be depression. Matter of fact, I don't get that.
Yeah. This book of Luke 21:25, he say, and there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars.
Yep, see, it's going to be signs of the sun, and the moon, and in the stars. So that's what we said. You know, we just recently had that sign in the heavens concerning seeing all the planets that you know, that's a sign. That's it's like I said, it's not an every once in a while thing with the signs in the heavens. You know, it was just an eclipse that took place. You got these different moons, which tells you the moon is a declaration for the times and seasons. These are all signs to show that we're at the end of this world, the end of so-called reign of terror. You know, it's that clock, you know, shot clock is winding down on this man. We got it, huh?
He said there should be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars.
As well as chariot sighting as well. You know, those are different heavenly signs, man. That makes the war in heaven makes more sense now. Chariots, you know, the devil got his fighter jets and shit. Everything is coming in place. Coming to the perfection of prophecy. You got it, huh?
He said, and upon the earth, distress of nations.
See, and what's the key word and all that? And. So it's simultaneously happening. All these things happening at a high rate. You know, and. So as well as the troubles upon the earth, man. And this is what's going to contribute to that matter of fact, continue.
He said, and upon the earth, distress of nations, with perplexity.
With perplexity. So it's going to be pretty much a lack of answers. People are going to be ashamed in that day. That's why I tell you, going to Psalms, let me not be ashamed in that evil time. Because we held fast to the words of Yahweh by Shema Shah. You know, so that's going to be a part of that famine as well. Famine tells you that the Lord's going to send a famine of the word of the Lord. So that's what the answers don't lie. That's why I tell you, he's going to hear this prophet. He's going to hide his prophets in the evil time. You know, which you got it out.
He say, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roar.
So yeah, people are being stirred up. And it's taking place by the way of these uprisings and sedition among men throughout the earth. These different government uprisings. And this is another sign. Tell you, Lord, did not stir the times until the said measure was fulfilled. Somebody can get that. 2 Ezra 4th chapter. As a matter of fact, started at
And it's 2nd Ezra 4 and verse 28. He said, but as concerning the thing,
But this is 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse 16. It says, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
See, greater evil. So we're gonna see the highest degree of evil that's gonna take place upon planet Earth. Go ahead and set these people in the snare. You got convenience culture, you know, to where literally everything is at the tip of your finger, man. Suddenly it's gonna be taken away. You know the people of the spirit going to a better world. You know, even how some they think it's a better world, so that's how they take care of it. But you gotta wait on public to open up. Public ain't gonna be open forever. So this is what's gonna contribute to those greater evils, as well as those incredible results we saw his military get the height of the sword from seeing gun is on display, military vehicles, drones and the dogs to the missiles, what's going to actually contribute to the height of fire as well. The highest degree of fire, you know, the spirit of the Lord is going to be in those missiles, man. You know? That was it.
yep, 2nd Ezra 4 and 28. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come.
So Ezra was always crying at the end, as well as always crying. You know? That's why Daniel rejoiced when he was revealed that, because then I said, Elizabeth Minor Hills, it was a gauge to what we were going to, you know, gauge what the kingdom of heaven is like. You know, now we at the part where the toes is getting broken up now. So what else could come but the storm? You know, that's what's next on the scene. You know, it's being made manifest by the way of troubles. Like I said, the robbery is now becoming more and more manifest. You know, you got it out.
Yeah, you say, verse
but it says the evil is sown, selected, which is concerning America. This is the honor of so-called white man, Babylon the Great. And each day you spend your time, your day in this place, it makes more and more clear that this is Babylon the Great. What other conclusions could you come to that this is not Babylon? Trannies, to Syria, to, you know, any and everything vested, man. You know, but it just shows you that we're in Babylon.
You say, verse 29, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down.
So yeah, this place has to be turned upside down. This place that was sown, which was America. The fate of it is going to be uprooted violently. And we witnessing this process. You know, from this man is actually languishing. From you hearing about the different economic failures, you know, this man, his influence, you know, this is different from his lies and deception. You know, even the minds of the people. And it's even shown to their leaders. You got Biden. Shows you what we had in this process. You got it.
Yep. He said, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that it's sown with good.
So this is the last stop pretty much. This is the last hurrah for these nations. You know, then we're going to actually witness that saying, and they said, look, actually, we've been a witness that, man. You know. So jump down to 37.
Yep. 2nd Ezra 4 and 37. By measures hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times.
So that's concerning the times of the kingdom and their rulership and their length. You know, they was getting a certain number of years to rule, and in that is a certain measure they had to fill. You know? You got it out.
And he do it not move nor stir them, and until the said measures be fulfilled.
See, until the said measure be fulfilled. So before World War III, that's why the prophet got to come, man. That's when the measure is going to be fulfilled. It tells you that the Lord is going to take out the Amorites, their iniquity is fulfilled. There's a certain measure they have to meet before the judgment can commence, man. You know? You got to know why.
None. In 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before.
So this is how we measure the time. But with the prophecy says, you know, as we just read, we got Lord Yahweh Shai mentioned the sign of the award, woman's award, feminism, and all these types of evils that's going to take place, as well as the signs in the heavens. And it's taking place at a high rate. You know, these are the things that we're seeing that's taking place to show that we are at the end. You got it, right?
It says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time.
See, we understand it. Why? Because we see things through the spirit of prophecy. You know, through the lens of prophecy and the I don't want to say, you know, looking things through those lenses of prophecy and foresight. Now we understand. You know, it tells you that what's that in Psalm 19? Manifest by the people of Psalm 19. They say, understand, that's the prophecy.
That's for the Psalm chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure.
The testimony of the Lord is sure. You got it.
Making wise the simple.
See, making it wise and simple. So now you see it, the testimony of Yahweh Shai. We very well understand that this is that time. You know, you got it.
Let me say,
Oh, no, I think that was it.
Good. 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 4. Then shalt thou well understand.
See, matter of fact, verse 3.
Verse 3, it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes.
See, when that shall be seen. So, meaning what? It's going to begin to bud forth the words of the Lord. It's going to, that vision, you know, the words is actually going to manifest. So, they'll be home. To the point, you seen it on an article, and it's going to go to you actually experiencing it from whether you actually suffering the hunger pains or eat during that famine, man. Lord, when we hope to, you know, be on that part of that righteous number to be preserved. Because it's written as well that somebody got to suffer the famine, but somebody also got to be saved from it as well. You know? But it said you're going to see it. So it's manifesting. We're seeing these things bud forth. Like I said, through an article, it's going to get to the point where spirit prophecy is going to be up close and personal, so to speak. You know, especially during that time of that hour of temptation, the hour of temptation. Yeah.
And uproars of the people in the world.
Yep, so we see earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. And that's what's taking place. So you got earthquakes, you got a little earthquake app. But that's just the norm now. To events that shake up the earth. Such as the Crown Vic. The Goose was just wearing face diapers. We had about it too, man. So that shook up the earth. You know, and now we're seeing that earthquake that's about to come, which is that Quran says that we shall try the world. We shall come upon all the world. You know? You got it, Quran.
It says, then shalt thou well understand that
you're going to well understand as these things continue to take place, like what else could it be, man? You know, you got it, right?
that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
See, the parent even from the beginning, man. From that even all the way to that Jacob and Esau, we see the plan is perfection now. That was the plan in the beginning, you know. But we said prophecy is taking hold of the planet Earth, and you can't do nothing but to acknowledge how by Shadal Shah, one way form fashion, you know, because of these things that's happening, whether by great death, you're gonna acknowledge the Lord. tell, then they're going to know the Lord when these judgments commence.
Isaiah 55 and 11.
Oh, yeah, yeah, kind of. You know,
And that prosper and take effect. You don't know. You're going to see these words in live and living color.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time,
Yep.
but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Go.
Everything the prophet spoke of, like the brother just said, hey, you're going to see it, man. It's going to be blood forth. It's going to be blood and forth. Behold. Behold. You know? That's a saying in the world. You got to see it to believe it. That contributes to our faith. You now walk that. That's what you're going to see. That's Matthew 24 chapter. To behold. Oh, can I say it real quick, right? You consider the maturation of life. You have the seed planted in the womb, and it's hidden. It's hidden for a seed. Man, much if you think about the time of life. Then eventually you see the seed. It manifests. So that's the same, dynamic of prophecy. How it unfolds.
Yeah, that's that word vision. Strong's 8:23 said it too. It says to see, perceive, look, behold, the prophecy.
Behold. It says that
Prophecy.
speak, you're going to experience it. When you're speaking, it's going to actually manifest, man. Like I say, it's going to actually bud forth. And us, we're going to have to eat it. Oh, kind. Read it again.
It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time.
Yeah, and at an appointed time, which they're also going to that appointed place, going back to 2nd and the 4th chapter. And this place got to be sown for all this to take place. America had to be on the scene, which is Babylon the Great. That's the appointed time. Because America's now on the scene. He talks about how the build up to America going into those 3 wars. So this is an appointed place in prophecy. So that point in time also it got a geographical. Okay,
I was just actually thinking that landmark. Point in time, it's like a landmark. You're on a mission. You're traveling to a neighboring city. And there's certain landmarks that serve as an indicator where you at in that process. So we gotta be at the end. Look at this shit, man. You got the LGBTQ. It dare us to go into the meaning of the acronym. Lesbian, trannies. You know what a tranny is? Some big 6'8" nigga with fingernails. You in the room with this nigga, he can ask you. Yeah, man, that's scary, man. Alright, that's the mission. You got the queer. That's the cute part. What's a queer? That's dead on really. That could be anything, So why wouldn't this be the last stage, if you will, to segue into the world of God? Y'all brought that out already, right? The 2nd Ezra 4th chapter. It would be a climax, if you will, a height. Somebody can get that too with that Revelation 14. Hold that on deck for the brother. According to the story, that would be a climax of wickedness. It would reach its height before ultimately righteousness is established in the planet Earth. See? That's the way the Lord chose to do it. It makes perfect sense. So for an example, you consider the change of the season. You have the spring, it runs its course in the summer. But you know, it covers, for an example, when you go into the summer, the temperature is not at its height. So it's coming from the spring, then it goes into its height, and then it goes downhill next year. See? So that's the same with the kingdom of heaven being ushered in. Before that act, you're going to see wickedness, worship, right? Rebellion, witchcraft at its height.
In Revelation 14, verse 17, he said, another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven. He also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and carried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, Thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe.
See? So her grapes are fully ripe. This place let me tell you that Revelation 18th chapter, her sins have reached unto heaven. So this is the height of wickedness, man. We see the height of wickedness, like Ella mentioned, concerning LG, BT1 3. That's, and guess what? That's the norm in this lifetime. You know, that will make, you know, you having, you look crazy if you, you know, you hate it. You know, you look crazy. You know, you look crazy if you don't eat pork. You don't, like adultery and shit like that. But this is what this place promotes, the height of wickedness. Like I said, that evil that was sown, this place is what contributes to it upholds you from all the customs of these foreign nations and ethnic. Them niggas gonna pay you to be wicked. You know, they'll pay for your shit to get clipped. You know? They'll pay for you to rap about adultery. They'll pay for you doing a 45-minute video on a pump thing. You get paid for that shit, man. And they just scratching the surface, but they just show you this is what America promotes. The contrariness to your how by some outside, man. You know?
Yeah, this that word right, the Strong's G 188. It says extremity, climate,
Extremely extreme. You have heard something of a
Right.
That's a term. That came about in this system. You know? Like I said, mukbangs. But that just, like I said, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's folly at its height. Yeah.
Right. And can I say too, I like the brother mentioned, the fourth chapter speaks about being sown. When something is sown, then it has to grow. It has to grow into its fullness. So that's why we know that Esau and him coming into power, especially as it relates to his present life, that proves that he's the wicked. Because ever since he came, his inception of the power, what happened? Wickedness have only rapidly increased. That's the same process of maturation with planting a seed. It eventually grows into the fullness. That's Ishmael, right? What's the definition? Right. And when something is right, then it commands attention. Like let's say, like you have a pear tree. Once the pears become ripe, you feel compelled to pluck the motherfucker. You know, it's time. Everything is in its natural order. And even if you don't pluck it, no one is there to pluck it. Right? What happens? The pear falls into it. So Esau got to fall. He done ran his course. The seed was planted. It was sown. So he has to fall out of power. That's the same will come with age. You've been on the earth for 72 years, you're going to be in a decline. Right?
One of those words that come to maturity.
Wow.
He was grown into this green tree.
Full of the sins of his youth.
2nd Ezra 15 and verse 6, it said, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. This is wickedness in the height. They have sown a thing up. So some of that soda you got, you see books wearing 3D suits and shit. Guess what? Hey, that goes, you show, that shows you that that darkness has reached over us. You know? Yeah, right?
That we said, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled.
See, are fulfilled and gone into the fullness. It has matured. And now it's time for the judgment to take place. You know, you got something?
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 1. Moreover, the Lord, moreover, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shem came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir.
But that's what you're saying. Our face is being set against this man. That's yeah. So this our face is against the west. Against the west, yeah. That's that good set against the evil. The east versus the west.
Yeah, we have taken a hard stance against wickedness.
That's it. That's it.
Right.
He said our face is set against Mount Seir. So this is a part of our justice. You can't say, you can't teach about the spirit of Yahweh some outside, teach about Yahweh. That also includes prophesying against Mount Seir, that face, you know, you got that.
And prophesy against it.
And this is a commandment. This is a commandment. You can't hold this off. This is a commandment from Yahweh Shai. And it makes more sense in this time now, God, because this man is so mountain. The quality of this mountain. You got this beast system. This will make a whole lot more sense. Because this is the time where this is going to take place. You got that.
And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai.
See, that's why we got the scripture. That's the decree. You know? Thus saith the Lord. Yeah,
Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee,
yeah.
and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
See, so the Lord is against Mount Seir, and it's throughout the scripture. It's throughout the scripture the Lord is against this place. You know, it's a build up to the destruction of America. It might say Egypt, it might say Nineveh, Babylon, but it still all points to this place. And it's Edom that rules the so-called white man. He's the what tells you in the Zondervan's dictionary concerning the Edom, and he's prominent. He's chiefly concerning end times prophecy. Isaiah 63 tells you that the outside coming to see east. Also, you read Jeremiah 49. It tells you the outside is going to spread his wings over Basel. You know.
I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate.
And that show you that's talking about America cities. But that's people don't come to America just to come to Illinois. They gone to Chicago, to these cities. That's what they're known for. You know, LA and shit like that. That's what this place got more cities and states. You know, this great city Babylon. These people are known as citizens. But that's the result of this. The Lord is going to lay this place waste. You got it?
And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai.
That's when the Lord is going to glorify, get his name glorified throughout the earth. This is how he's going to do it, through the destruction of Edom. It tells you that also in Romans the 9th chapter, concerning the same method he brought up Pharaoh. He's going to do it once again. You know? Matter of fact, get that Jeremiah 16. Get that Jeremiah 16 and 14.
Jeremiah 50 and verse 2, he said, declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not.
See, so this report is going forth throughout the earth. That this is it. It's being made known by the prophets, man. You got it.
Yep, he said, say, Babylon is taken.
And that's the report we're giving. America is, this place is finished, it's taken. It has, we have the chicken in its armor. We have broken up the lies and the deceit. It's kept this man head above water. You know, this is what contributed to his downfall. We read Jeremiah 49th chapter. It talks about how his wheels will perish and that he will be made bare. The secret places will be uncovered.
He said Babylon is taken, hell is confounded.
Yeah.
Her dark is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces.
So you got these idols. Even that spirit of Christmas has been taken out of this place. I ain't seen it. Christmas, I might see one or two Christmas lights. But they just show you the Lord has broken up this place. The idols are being confounded. You know? But this is the report we're giving you. What else could we tell you? This is what the Lord said. You know? Who are you to question Yahweh Shemel Shah? Because this is a perpetual decree. Ain't no way you can overturn this. You know? You got it.
This is Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
See, and guess what? We actually in that process now. Because you might acknowledge what happened in Egypt, but they don't acknowledge who did it to Egypt. So they don't say it was how by Shemel Shah. Motherfuckers might go into Pharaoh's terrorists at the bottom, but they don't say, man, the Lord did that. You know? So continue.
But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
See? But the Lord liveth. So for you to say something of that, you don't see how much the Lord liveth. They got the plan to Egypt. Going to get his name was to Pharaoh. He said, but the Lord that brought up the children of from the land of the north. You know, which is here. Compared to America, which is Babylon the Great. You know? And they said brought it up because that's going to be a miraculous deliverance. That's how Egypt. That was a crazy. That was very successful. When you read Exodus 14, you know, it tell you how it took all night for the water to split. It gave enough time for the Egyptians to come into on it. How the chariots separated the two camps. It was very successful, man. It was a marvelous deliverance, as well as how that destruction took place when the waters crashed down on Pharaoh's army. Well, the Lord is going to supersede that, man. How the way that World War III is going to take place, that lake of blood. That's water of fire. That lake of fire this time. It's going to be by those chariots now. Going to be delivered. Those are built to salvation. You know? But this is how the Lord's going to get his glory. That fame. And this ain't going to die down. Like, you're going to forget what happened 20 years later. No. This is going to be a forever thing. Actually, this is going to be a high holy day. To go to forever, man. You know?
Sure.
All about our last subject.
That's it.
You know? That train that won't fall you get away from it. He's happy this week. That Job 22. You know? Job 20. Yeah. The American dream. Really, that's what it is, man. For us, mainly for us, it's the American nightmare. Guess what? This nightmare just like any other dream, it's not gonna last forever, man. Right? We almost finna, like, we finna wake up. Finna wake up, meaning what? We finna get delivered. We finna be out of here, man. This dream gonna be over. Well, this nightmare gonna be over, man.
But that's why I tell you, how that, sign that fourth beast, how he said that he was troubled, that night vision was troubling, you know? So that's what it is. The reign of Esau, that's what it is.
Shadow.
Job chapter 20 and verse 8.
I'm starting at 4.
Verse 4, it says, knowest thou not of old, since man was placed upon earth?
Knowing not now old, since man was placed on earth, go ahead.
That the,
Anywhere from the beginning. Right? Go ahead.
that the trifling of the wicked is short.
So guess what? It was already predestinated for them to come into power to have an expiration date. That expiration date was going to be what the scripture says short, man. This is their short reign. You know what I'm saying? This is their short reign right here, man. Around them about their little season, man. What is that? Romans 8 and 18. This present time. Yep, get it.
Good. But the triumph of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
The triumph of the wicked being short, you know, you go back, this man came into power. So now, that was a short time. Right? You go into the Renaissance period, transition to rebirth. Hey, that's heavy. The Lord brought Esau back to life too. And he had a short run versus the Lord bringing us back to life to immortality. What's that? Is that Psalms, is that Psalm 10? Which is about, they come out of the womb. Oh, 58, yes, it's like 58 and 3, I think, yeah. They come out of the womb, speaking lies, right? And that actually complements Revelation. Matter of fact, you got it? And somebody give Revelation 20 chapter 12.
And in Psalms 58 and 3, it said the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born speaking lies.
Right, so that means that if you might baby come out of the womb speaking, whoa. That's a dark time for when Esau came out of the obscurity. He came out of the pit. Matter of fact, you got the Revelation 12. Oh, okay, good. So, come out for a second. Yep, I got it. Oh, you got what, huh?
Revelation 7, it's like 20 verse 7. And when 1,000 years are expired,
Right. Now, you have to have the ability to go into secular history. Which that's not hidden knowledge. You have to labor and toil for it. When you go into Esau coming into power, what was that, from the latter parts of the 1300s, right, to, under Salakia, from all right, let me see. That was it. Right, well, yeah, AD until the 1300s, give or take a couple of hundred years, whatever. It roughly rounds out to 1,000 years, right? That proves that the Bible reigns supreme. See? So Esau, after that 1,000-year period, he came into power as projected. Read that again.
son, it says, and when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of the prison.
See, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Meaning what? What does that prison represent? The constraints. Where Esau wouldn't have the liberty to go out and conquer. That shows you that there's forces at work that override the termination of men. So Esau couldn't go out and conquer because it was chains on him for those 1,000 years, right?
They shall go out to deceive the nations, which are in the four quarters of the earth.
Right, so when he came out of the pit, what did he do? Read that again.
It shall go out to deceive the nations,
See?
which are in the four quarters of the earth.
Let's read that Psalm again. Psalm 58 again. Scriptures tell you how he would go out of the pit to deceive the nation. Oh, we were speaking about that earlier, how the scripture speaks about that woman being a deep pit. That's the womb. A womb is a pit. See? Well,
Look at Psalms 58 and 3. He said the wicked are estranged from the womb.
see? All the springs from the womb. That's the pit. Well,
They go astray as soon as they be born.
oh, the Renaissance period. When you go into the word Renaissance, it translates to rebirth. So they come out of the womb as soon as they're born. Well,
Speaking lies.
speaking lies. It goes right until they come out of the pit to deceive the nation. That's a dark saying in Psalm 68 concerning the triumphing of the wicked. See? Go ahead, let's read this again.
It says, and when the thousand years are expired, they shall be loosed out of his
He
prison.
shall come out of the womb. Well,
It shall go out to deceive the nations,
speaking lies. Well,
which are in the four quarters of the earth.
uh-huh.
It said, God and Magog together them together to battle. Number of men with the sandals.
Right, and that's going to be the climax of the so-called white man's second. And his influence is going to lead to a third world war. And it makes sense, because remember, his blessing is the sword. So why wouldn't his end? You know, you have some hot-head niggas who always robbing and looting. You don't expect his end, right? You damn near anticipate to get that phone call. You heard about Junebug, I knew it. That's the same with Esau, the so-called white man. And it's in the records. And as we watch his life play out, matter of fact, give me that real quick. When I say life, that translates into his time to rule. Give me Job, the 8th chapter. I think it's that Job, the 8th or the 7th chapter. We still holding Job, the 20th chapter, right? Because again, we are commanded to condemn the so-called white man. That's why we're here, man. You know, hey, anything else is being in denial. You got a lump on your breast and you refuse to address it. You're in denial, you know what I'm saying? McDonald's is a lump, all right? Niggas with their pants hanging up their ass in a 40 with extendos is a lump. That's a symptom. See? Wickedness being at its height. That's one of the symptoms that we can, we come to the conclusion, oh shit, this must be the worst case scenario that the scriptures predict. What else? Think about it, right? What else can come after this? What else can come after this? That's why you hear the saying, take him out of his misery. Someone coughing up blood, and he moping around. What else can come after that? The only thing that come after that is really life. If you're going to die, and then you have to come back regenerated. Come on. 8 and 1.
So 8 and 1. Then answer Bildad.
7, try 7.
This Job 7:1. Is there not an appointed time to man upon earth?
See? Is there not appointed time to man upon earth? Let's think about it. You got the rainbow that set up, stick your hand out like a bat out of hell. And where you going, all right? That's why if you're in the spirit, you're born to see death. You're born to see death. Well, I think you made that point earlier. I know it was on the chat. The famine makes more and more sense. The famine makes a whole lot of sense. To combat you Yeah, come on, let's read that again.
Job 7 and 1. Is there not an appointed time to man upon earth?
Right, and with the naked eye. This is truly Babylon. Yep, place of confusion. Yeah, read that again.
Job 7 and 1. Is there not an appointed time to man upon earth?
And again, with the naked eye, you would read that and you would translate it to, the dynamic of being born, and then run your course of life and you die. And that applies. Yeah, that actually applies. When we view the scriptures as spiritual, there's a spiritual overtone to the scripture. Hey, even when you consider the law, there's a spiritual overtone to the law. Like, for example, the mixed fabrics. What's the spiritual overtone to that? That goes into doctrine. See? Scripture tell you in Isaiah the 30th chapter, they have taken a covering, but not in my spirit. So the spiritual overtone of what we read in here as such as men given an appointed time on earth, that translates to kingdoms and empires, man, which falls under the banners of the teachings of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai was teaching about rulership. That's Matthew the 10th chapter. Right? Go ahead.
He said, are not his days also like the days of a harlot?
Right. That's the so-called white man, as well as other nations. When we talk about Esau, saying that this is his season, right? Well, his days is as of a harlot, meaning he's nothing more than a prop in the drama of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It is confusing. Like, this dude running back there, right behind him, a nigga trapped in the night in the lake child. And he gonna snap, and they gonna snap to the family. He determined to snap. Yeah. This whole shit based upon stunt, yeah, I got a drop top. Go ahead,
Verse 2, he said,
yeah, read it again, read the first verse.
Yep, verse 1, Job 7 and 1, is there not an appointed time to a man upon earth? Are not his days also like the days of a harlot?
Like the days of a harlot. If I hire you, that means you're not going to be there forever. You got a particular job, and that's it. I'm going to discard you. I'm going to get rid of you. That's the same with Esau. In his very presence. He's only here to fulfill a job. He's a harlot. He was set up to establish wickedness in the earth, man. Like the brother read in 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter. If the place be sown where wickedness be passed not away, then cannot that be sown where righteousness dwell. So Esau and his den is a necessary evil. You had to have McDonald's. You had to have killer clowns kind of place. That's one big deal. Niggas with a curly mohawk, yet you have the bigger, he a gangster. That's crazy, man. That had to happen. All right, that's it on that. Let's go to, you got something? Job 20, yep. Well, matter of fact, before you get that Romans, the 8th chapter. Y'all was holding that, right? And go into the blue letter on that. That's confused. This is confusing at its height, man. And see, now we are developing the old custom. And that's the standard. See, we can only measure that this is strange based upon the prototype. Now, somebody said, hold up, that's, the original Mustang would have, see what I'm saying? So now we have been given a glimpse into the old world in the standard. So that's why we're able to boldly proclaim that this place is off. This place off, man. Yahweh Shai, right? Yahweh Shai gave us Yahweh Shai make his point. That's weird. You think about the ancient world, right? That doesn't mesh with the ancient world. Some nigga with a clean face walking by with some Chicleto sandals and some tights. Yet he's physically fit enough to challenge you and beat you. Look, man, enough of this place. We want out, all right? Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present
Hey, that's
time.
beautiful, man. That's art, man. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I've been saying things. Just, yeah. That's art, man. You know how, like, if you go into, remember the old DVDs? But the DVD, it had different scenes. Like you have this chapter, and each scene have a title, right? That's how these days go. But yeah, exactly. This is a scene in the drama, man. And believe you me, the ministry is going to eventually wrap up. And guess what's going to happen? Lord going to bring the flood in. Remember what happened with Noah? After he was safely secured into the ark, that's when the floods came and began to beat flood the house. Well,
For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time.
right, that's concerning this present time. And it is vexing, bro. It's vexing to have to endure the BS you have to endure under the watch of Esau. And you know what it's equivalent to? You playing tea party with your little girl, right? She take you into her little imaginary world and just play it off with her. That's essentially what it is dealing with Esau. Because this man is a child. The scriptures say children are your oppressors. So really you have to dumb it down. You have to dumb it down to fit into this society. Straight up. Is that correct? You have to dumb it down to fit into this society. You at work with your co-workers, you have to dumb it down. You have to talk about sports, or you have to talk about certain things that happen in his life. You can't expound on the mysteries of your how about Chanel Shabbat with people. You can't talk about the secrets. See? Go ahead, Al.
For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Right, the glory that should be revealed in us. Right? Because that's so how heavy the Lord is. Hey, the Lord's angel was revealed in us. When we came up in them ships, the wrath of the Lord was revealed in us. He was being beaten, whipped, and castrated. But then as we move closer to the kingdom of heaven, the Lord's glory is going to be revealed in us. The Lord ain't got to come off his throne to reveal himself. He uses vessels to reveal himself. So his anger was revealed in us. Now his glory about to be revealed in us. The favor of the Lord. Yeah, come on.
Isaiah 16 chapter.
Right.
First verse.
Yeah, come on.
1 Corinthians 4 and verse 17, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Just like we just read. Brother just read in Romans 8 and 18. All right? It says for our light affliction. Meaning what? Anything that the Most High through Yahweh shall allow you to go through is considered a light affliction. And brothers go through hell. You know, sisters also, as they say in the world, we go through hell and high water, man. All right? But it's considered as a light affliction. And one reason why it's considered as a light affliction, Hebrews the 12th chapter tell us, hey, consider Yahweh Shai, man, which is the author and the finisher of our faith. So when you're going through your affliction, which the scripture calls it as a light affliction, that's why it's called as a light affliction. Because it's one that's sitting in a realm of affliction that you never even thought of. You can't even stand in the same auditorium as it. But that's light affliction.
Right. You have to endure that.
You got to endure that right there.
You have to endure it.
It says, for our light affliction,
That nigga be crazy.
man, I'm talking about for real. I'm talking about you all talking about judo chunks. Hey, it says,
That motherfucker jacked up, man. He got endurance. Yeah, that motherfucker. He got the best of him. 10 minutes later, he's back.
he's still.
What you want?
It said, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment. See that? Which is but for a moment. This is that moment right here, man. All right, a moment is like a quick instance. And to the Most High, this is a moment. You know what I'm saying? What 40 years is like an hour.
Right.
See See what I'm saying? What's that? 2 Peter 3 and 8. That give you the
Somebody get that 2 Peter 3 as well.
right. Yeah, but
That is a transition of power.
okay. That give you a scale of time when it comes to the Most High, Yahweh Shai, and the angels, the time that we are. All right. So it says, "For we look not to like it for our light affliction, which is but for a moment." It says, "Working for us." That separation, meaning those that are getting hell put upon them.
Right.
Those that have that affliction. Because, what is that? Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 1 tells us, "My son, prepare thy soul for temptation." All right? But it didn't say somebody outside of the temple, somebody that don't believe. It says possession. My son.
Right.
Meaning what? Those that are being accepted.
Right.
What is that? Hebrews the 12th chapter? For all of us are partakers of the chastisement. Meaning what? The ones that have been accepted. But if you're not a part of the chastisement, you're considered a bastard. All right? So it says, but keep going. It says, working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. So what we're going to do right now is a reward for it. All right? We're going to get, what's the word I'm looking for? Recompense. All right? We're going to get a payment, man. What is that? Ecclesiastes, money is a defense, wisdom is a defense, and it tells you what's the defense that wisdom is going to lead to.
Excellency of wisdom.
That's it, the excellency of wisdom. That's it.
A praise for life.
That's it. That's it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. All right. So it says, verse 18, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal.
Right. What are the things that are seen? Things pertaining to this world. Yep, that's what it is. The tangible things that you reach out and touch. Maybe that's why Esau is part of his snare. Because when you consider a snare heavy. And that's why Yahweh Shai knows it's a snare. A snare is very heavy. Because it's like a masturbation. It's a beautiful depth. You know, it's like art. You're drawn in by your own lust. Then once you're drawn in, you're ensnared. But the one who laid the snare really is justified in a sense. So the Lord used Esau as that kind of hunter to snare you people, for an example, careers. Especially like a lot of our women. All right? Really, you're supposed to guide the house. But Esau created this reality of careers. That's temporal. There's something that's chasing that has a temporal overtone to it. Because it goes against the natural laws, if you will, nature. So you can understand. Something that's naturally laid out. Esau is contrary. He's adverse to righteousness. Oh, for an example, right, real quick, I want to just make a quick point. I came across this information. Well, you have these genetically modified, this one right here. They feed them and shit. You got fucking bottle. Esau got to go. That's that strange nation, right? What's that? Ecclesiastes 36. But yeah, I wanted to make a quick point, right? There was information came out. Of course, we know that there's a not genetically modified organism, this meat that you eat. I remember the image that they had, the KFC chicken. I don't know if was that real. I don't know. Right, yeah. But I saw another one, a cat. You saw the burger?
Yeah, I seen that. That was real.
Yeah, hey,
That shit's real.
I went pretty past it, right? But so of course we know that genetically modified organisms.
Right.
But they actually made genetically modified salmon, and they actually had life. They was made, and they let them out in the ocean, and guess what they did? they start eating all the real salmon, man. They ain't even eat no other species. They start eating no other real salmon, man. Let's show you how bad your how about Chanel is. Yeah. Go ahead, huh? You read?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, read that again and look up that word temple. Matter of fact, somebody, you got to do that over here?
Yeah.
Then when you read, look up that word temple.
All right, come. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 18 says, while we look not in the things which are seen.
Right, again, we put no stock into the things that are seen. Understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah is temporal, man. It's all temporal. And that actually gives us a leg up, so to speak, in the race. This is what contributes to that stability of our time that the scripture speaks of. And there I go again. You see it? You see it's hanging right over that. Come on, man. What's going on? Right. See, but when you know the future, then that develops the spirit of anticipation. And that puts you in a certain category. If you're an anticipator versus a reactor, who's in a better position now? Hey, if I'm anticipating that car to bail into us, right, then that means I'm going to take cover. What's that, Proverbs 22nd chapter? But if I have to react to the car coming, that means I'm in a situation, you see? So the Holy Spirit, that's why you read Proverbs the 2nd chapter, it goes into the qualities of the Holy Spirit, man. And the fact that it serves as a preserver, seeing that you anticipate all hell breaking loose. Imagine when the power go out or the famine hit. We're going to have the luxury of calling other brothers or speaking with other brothers and being comforted. And even if you're not around other brothers, you have retained this information, so now you revert to the scriptures. Now you comforted. Come on.
We'll read it again. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 18. For we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen.
Right, which is concerning the world to come, man. So we have developed those eyes. We think in long range. Remember that saying? We think in long range. Go ahead.
It says, for the things which are seen.
Because imagine, if your stock is into this world versus the world to come, which is perpetual, then there's going to be a letdown. Once your reality starts to break down around you, then that's going to be a letdown because this was your be-all, end-all, man. And that really applies to the people on this side, all right, who have made America their refuge. They can't see past this place. But the fact of the matter is, there's a kingdom being prepared. There's a kingdom being prepared that's going to eclipse everything that you ever thought you perceived or, interpreted to be a form of refuge or stability. And because the nigga now, as long as they got enough bread to stunt, that's an achievement. That shit simple, man. Well,
Back on what you said. Isaiah 30 and 3. Therefore shall the strength, matter of fact, make 3 make sense. Go to 2. Isaiah 30 and 2.
Start at the top.
Yep, might well start at the top. Yep. Isaiah 30 and 1. According to verse 3, it says, woe to the rebellious children.
Right, and again, that goes to the people on this side. All right? And what makes you rebellious? Your unwillingness to return to your power, man. And none of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out there can't say that you haven't been briefed on Israel. Remember how the Lord set up Kanye and Kyrie to reach and penetrate into the deep crevices of Israel. Right. You niggas that's watching Sports Center and First Take all day. Well, you heard about Israel, man, or the controversy. To the world, social media, Israel, they're all over the place, man. And you're not required to know the deep mysteries right initially. Remember, Scripture says, "Search not out things that's too hard for thee; these are things that's above thy strength." Furthermore, the milk is where you are nurtured and brought back into wisdom.
That's your foundation.
That's your foundation, and that's one of the steps. What's that? Second Ezra 2, where it speaks about that the mother embracing thy children. So all you got to do is learn that you're an Israelite. That's where we at. Everything good? Okay, because I see something right here. Oh, the brother says they got a flip. Okay. Yeah, so the Lord set up all these different groups as entry-level Israelites to brief you that you are Israelites. So that's the first step, if you will. And if you're of the elect, you're going to continue to seek. You're going to find that you're an Israelite, but you're going to be consumed by the truth. Your universe is going to revolve around it, so to speak. You're going to find that you're an Israelite. That dog is fine. But the elect, right, they're going to come in and it's going to pique their interest. They're going to hear this word, right? What's going to happen? They're not going to be just satisfied with that. They're going to know it's more. They're going to start seeking and seeking. Then they're going to be rooted and grounded in Yahweh Shai. But you can't say that the Lord didn't give all the Israelites an opportunity. See? Go ahead,
It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that taketh counsel, but not of me."
See, they take counsel, but not of the Lord. See?
It says, and that...
Real talk. That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Deal in spirit. It says, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit.
Right, yeah, you cover with the covering, but not the spirit of the Lord. And that's going to pretty much seal your faith. Matter of fact, let's prove it. Go to that 9th chapter real quick. Hey, because in war, you actually have uniforms to distinguish who you do. Or like sports, you have two opposing forces. Then you have the home team, they have on the home uniform, and then you have the visitor uniform. That's spiritual. So you don't know that guy personally or not. You're chasing him down based upon that uniform he got on. Well, with the angels, which the angels are already dispersed, if you don't have the covering of Yahweh Shai, they're going to leap on you.
Hey, if your light ain't on,
right, yeah. Well, that's actually the covering. That's that, huh? That's the uniform, the light. You got it,
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem.
Right, the midst of Jerusalem. Again, that applies to the people on this side. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. So there's been angels that have been given orders. They have been dispersed throughout the midst of Jerusalem. Remember, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Go ahead.
It says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all your abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
And what's that mark? That mark is Yahweh Shai. It's understanding. We're covered with Yahweh Shai. You know how we know that? Because that word mark, when you look it up in the Hebrew, the word there's nawah. It translates to what? Being exempt from judgment. And who does the scriptures refer to as the same? The deliverer, Yahweh Shai. So that's an element that comes with being exempt. So that means that mark really goes back to Yahweh Shai. You have the blood of Yahweh Shai covering what? That's the spirit, yeah?
Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 7. In whom we have redemption through his blood.
See, we have redemption through his blood, man. It goes into the Redeemer of Israel, Yahweh Shai. Through his blood covered us. that's not a new idea. We go to Egypt, right? Remember?
That's it.
You know, you had to cover that doorpost with the blood. That doorpost represents your mind here in this lifetime. The entry point to immortality. The entry point to immortality. Esau was using all those resources. He was in the lab making to withstand the, right? When all the time, the entry point to immortality was right here. It was your reasoning. That's why the emphasis on wisdom. That's what pleases Yahweh Shah. Go ahead.
It says, in whom we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sin.
The forgiveness of sin. And that's comfort too, because we go off and the Lord will put some in your life. And it applies to what it applies, right? But the Lord, if you really watching and being circumspect, the Lord will put some things in your realm to make you acknowledge that you ain't shit. You ain't shit. See that? You thought that was just written. Never think that you got it figured out. Never think that. Oh, you got this truth. That's why the emphasis on holding fast to what you have been given. Some guys, they get it and think it just, it was owed to you. Like you doing the Lord a favor. Now the Lord doing a favor.
And you know the scary part about what you're saying? You don't even control that.
No, you don't control it. No, you don't control it.
You can't say, well, you know what? I'm gonna, single yourself out.
Remember Peter?
There you go.
Remember Peter?
That's it. That's it.
He was beloved.
That's it.
He said, I would never
deny you.
That's why Yahweh Shah cold, man.
And look what happened. He was already rich.
If you think about it, that happened in his life, so he can consider.
That's true. So he
That's why I said that. You said all brothers should have something there, some thorn there that serves as a reminder, like Lord.
Yeah, exactly. Can't do that shit.
No, you can't. If you feel like you got it all figured out, and it's heavy, the Lord to get you like,
yeah, that's true.
work it out, you kind of.
What is that? Knowledge puffing up.
Right.
Get puffed all up.
Right. Hey, because really it happens to everything. You come in, you get up, scripture say knowledge puffing up. That don't say certain, it just happens. Case in point, I'll give you an example of that. You the mechanic, you got 4 guys under the hood of a car, you the mechanic.
Yeah.
At that point, you're going to be puffed up by default.
Yeah, that's true.
You're going to have to just tell the guy, nah, that ain't the,
That's true.
that ain't the bad, that ain't the hot one. You're going to look puffed up.
Yeah, that's true. Because you know and
Right,
they
because
know.
you know, that not naturally puffs up.
Puffs up.
That's why the Lord humbles us. Everybody, that's why you have to be humble. Because you know what your cousin don't know. You know what your uncle don't know. All the time, he was dominating the conversation on the patio. That nigga knew the stats to the Bulls game. But now you got something.
Yeah.
That's why you have to be, But the Lord, what he does, when he entrusts you with it, he put that thorn in your side. That's why when Paul, it said he was given a thorn, lest he be.
What it is?
I can't remember what it is. 6 Corinthians 10. Okay. And he was speaking about his manifold revelation.
That's it.
So the Lord buffered that.
Grace is sufficient enough for thee.
Right, so the Lord gonna have a thorn is a reminder. Let's say like you have a little bit of thorn. That's ain't even a big deal. But it'll fuck with you all day at work, man. Or in your day, it ain't just a small thing, but you keep picking with it. It's a reminder that it's there. So that's what the Lord do, man. There's something in your life, it should be something there. Right? That reminds you that you need your how about you now. Right? That's how you're gonna keep moving, man. You don't never feel as if I got a lane I can ride and just no. Lord put that reminder there, man. So, well,
It says, according to the riches of his grace.
According to the riches of his grace. Anybody have something? Come on, you got something? Oh, yeah, come on, go ahead.
Yeah, this, give it to quote. This 2 Corinthians 12, verse 7. unless I should be exalted above measures,
Right, you read that again?
unless I, 2 Corinthians 12 and 7,
Yeah.
unless I should be exalted above measures, through the abundance of the revelation.
See, through the knowledge. So that proves knowledge puffs up naturally. Everybody get puffed up when you get knowledge. Don't all of them. That's not like a bad thing. Like knowledge puffs it up. It's pretty much showing you what happens when you get that knowledge. Eventually, at some point, you're going to be puffed up, but the Lord combats that by giving you a reminder. First and foremost, what's that? St. John 3. A man can receive nothing except it be given. But those guys who don't get that buffering, then they run with it. Now all of a sudden they got a thumbnail with they had a ball of fire, the naked picture. Right, yeah, cuz, man. But wait, when you got that thorn, you ain't playing like that. And boy can get me, man. Lord, yeah, no, right. The Lord, hey, the Lord got the right to get you.
And you know what that is? That's you've been balanced out.
Yeah.
You got supreme knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, but in the same breath, you've been humble.
Right.
To know how to harness.
I'm gonna say another thing to it. Listen up out there, man. And anybody, even myself, take this, to heart, right? There's a platform in which you're supposed to display it. That's how you harness it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's how you harness it.
Yeah, that's right.
You stay within the realms and the boundaries of how the Lord told you to do it. We got a platform to let our light shine.
That's true. You can be puffed up all you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Teach all you want to.
It's on your house shine.
That's true. That's it.
But then that point where a guy that don't know how to harness that power, every point they get, they break it down.
Teaching moment.
Right, a teaching moment. Yeah, that's it.
Teaching moment.
And that's the symptom of being puffed up, man. Yeah. Now you're trying to glory what you do.
Yeah. You know that, man. We done seen it. We done seen it. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker been told me, I might don't know the Bible like that, but I sure know this blah, blah, blah word. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's all good, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you at work, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker turning the wrenches. You put it to, that reminds me of we fled out of Egypt.
Yeah, right.
We had to hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
Yeah, every moment I can take. Well, it tells you in James the 3rd chapter, it said, be not many masters. The word master was going to a teacher. That means like different teachers. Well, not spirit flare up, yeah. But the Lord gave us a platform in which to shine. See? Yeah, y'all good.
Because I don't want to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good. All right. That's the demon, man. Call the cop though. Violently.
Jeremiah 9, starting verse 23. Thus says the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man in his might.
Right, go ahead.
Let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glory in this, that he understand and know me.
That's when you glory. That you know and understand the Lord, meaning you have the power and ability through the spirit of power behind us in our life to properly navigate through the word. That's glorying in the fact that you know the Lord. That's when you exalt that,
Go ahead. And that's a level of humility.
Right.
When you really, you know what I'm saying?
When you teach, that's humility.
Like, hey, I didn't learn this of myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got this from the Most High.
Right.
I know, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Due to the Most High,
Ooh.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A proud motherfucker be like, hey, who taught you? He ain't gonna acknowledge
Yeah,
us.
like a nigga woke up one day.
You already know them.
Yeah, nigga woke up and he was like, I'm dead up.
That's it.
So I got that video of another black man get shot. I'm dead up.
Yeah.
And he went into the scripture.
know what I'm saying? No, he got it. No, man.
And I came and go Deuteronomy 28 chapter. And it clicked.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to put it on the video. You went right into the script.
What's up? I
Not
know
the
what I'm
album,
talking about.
you put it to a physical Bible. Man, we want to hear that, man. Can I say real quick? Hold it up. Right? Yeah, this is an act of humility too, bro. Teaching the word. Scripture tells you about the two brothers, the two sons, when their father told them to go and work in the vineyard. The one said, yes, I will go, Father. He came and conquered that humility bullshit. Right? What's that? Ecclesiastes 19. What guys will put on. That's that parable going into. He said, the one said, yes, Father, I will go out and work today. But he didn't go, man. And then the one went, he said, I ain't going. He said, I ain't going. But then he went anyway. And what Yahweh said, which thus twain, meaning these two, did the will of the Father. So it wasn't really about putting on as if it was about doing it. Because they actually call them grunts, if I'm not mistaken. Right there. And a grunt have an element to it. You be like,
Damn, here again.
I mean, not saying you do it grudgingly, but you're enduring the labor. When you labor, Elder Ariella brought that out.
Yeah.
You know when you in this thing, you start feeling the pains of labor. That's when you know you work.
Yeah.
But that goes into that parable. Where the one son said, no, I ain't going. But he actually did it, man. All right, come on. Oh, great.
Yes. Jeremiah 9:24, it says, let him that glory in this, that he understand and know the need. And I am the Lord, thereby she got shot. Exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. And these things are the light, says the Lord. So yeah, this is that form of glory when you have my shine by coming out how we claiming his word. Glory when you have my shine.
They have that glory in this. That's good here. Because this actually that voice, scripture speaks about, that singing. It's in the form of teaching his word. But we are actually exalting our power. Really, we exalt Yahweh Shai. You can't lose sight of it. Real talk in the spirit. Everything revolves around Yahweh Shai. It's about he the word. See, so we exalt Yahweh Shai. Scripture speaks about lifting up that banner. If I draw all men unto me, then I will be lifted up. Yahweh Shai is the word. So when you go out here and teach properly, that's why scriptures all over, man. Scriptures, the books are open. That's Revelation, the 5th chapter, which is pretty much a declaration of exposing Yahweh Shai, so to speak, to the people. Introducing you to that great power. You had some over there? You still got that Isaiah 30, that word.
When you say Yahweh Shai, it's all about Yahweh Shai. Hebrews 12 and 2, it says, looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith. So, Yahweh Shai is the author and finisher of our faith. Man, he has trailblazed what we're trying to do right now, man. All right? We're trying to be what? Faithful servants. We're trying to endure unto the end. All right? Yahweh Shai already did that. Because remember, Yahweh Shai came to the earth as Yahweh Shai, as a servant. All right? He had a job to do. Meaning he was a servant. Anybody have a job to do, meaning you're under somebody else. You're a servant. And Yahweh Shai didn't just do the job of the Most High, he completed the job of the Most High. That's why he's the author and the finisher, right?
And can I say, when you go into that word finisher, in the Greek, one of the words that to be made perfect.
Right.
So that's what contributes to the perfection of Yahweh Shai as well. He finished the mission.
Right. It says, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. Meaning what? The joy that was set before him, meaning the glory that was going to be revealed in Yahweh Shai. Just like we read Romans 8 chapter, in 8 and 18, it speaks about that. So Yahweh Shai had a glory that was set in front of him, man. Okay? It says endured the cross, meaning what? He survived unto the end. All right? He underwent misfortunes, okay, trials and tribulations, upsets and letdowns, okay, scourges and a beat down. But guess what? He endured all of that because he looked past that. Right. He already knew what he had to reap if he would endure, if he would absorb all of the shit that he was going to go through. So it says that's why he's done.
That was Solomon.
Exactly. That's true.
He was made rich. I mean, it's like he was rich when he was made poor.
Poor for our sakes.
Big picture, that's Solomon.
Right.
The riches of all people. Right? That's right.
So I'm reading it again. It says, looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, right? So he's the author and finisher of what we believe in. It says, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. So if we endure our cross, continue to take up our cross, we're gonna sit down at the right hand of who that sit down at the right hand of the Most High. That's why when you read on in Romans 8 chapter speaks about if we suffer with him, all right, we're gonna be glorified together. Meaning what? We're gonna be made joint heirs.
And can I say too, one of the qualities of Yahweh Shai was what? He taught daily in the temple.
See? That's it.
So the story of Yahweh Shai, if you're paying attention, it gives you a glimpse into what's pleasing in the sight of Yahweh Shai. Right? He was pleased with the Son, right? What was the Son's life in his walk centered around? Teaching the word and catching hell, man. So we know that this is most preferred in the sight of Yahweh Shai, right?
All right, the book of St. Luke 17, verse 7. But which of you having a servant, plowing or feeding cattle?
Right, what? Plowing or feeding cattle, man. That translates to what? Teaching the word. What?
It says, but say unto him, by and by, he is come from the field, go and sit down to meat.
Mm-hmm.
And real, rather say unto him, make ready wherewith I may sup, and gird thyself to serve me, till I have eaten and
See,
drunk.
till I have eaten and drinking. And that goes to what the brother just read. Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher. Now he's at the right hand. So we can't sit in our glory until Yahweh Shai is eating. So that means that we have to follow those steps. See? Read that last part again.
It says, but which of you having this like and will not to say unto him, make ready wherewith I may sup, and gird thyself and serve me, till I have eaten and drunken.
Right.
And afterward thou shalt eat and drink.
Even afterwards thou shalt eat and drink. That translates to our glory. Which right now, we come across as a marvel. The people marvel at how the ministry is presented. Now understanding that the Lord is giving you a glimpse into the rulers of the planet Earth. Those who are going to actually control the legislations, if you will. Right? The vibration on the planet Earth. Even down to the trends, so to speak. Right now, the so-called white man created a certain vibration on the planet Earth where it's trendy to be feminine. And on the flip side, it's trendy for a broad, right? To have on a hoodie and have a masculine big coffin and spin the loogie out. Come on, man. Hate this place with the strap on top of that. Oh, we got to move into the curve. The curve is really biblical in certain cases. There's going to be a time where the visitation of Yahweh Shai is going to be up close and personal. And the Lord again, those death angels gonna come to niggas with skinny leg jeans, man. Right, that's how the death angels gonna be. The death angels already been loosed. remember the Mayo incident? Come on. Oh, what did you say? You wanted us to relocate? I'm sorry, we misinterpreted. We got a live stream going. Right. I thought you was just, I'm sorry, we didn't know. How long we got?
Yeah, we ain't gonna be much longer.
We ain't gonna be much longer
though.
Oh, yeah, you're right. All right, I'll have a good one. I mean, yeah. I mean, we can't compromise the ministry, man. For the father of Babylon. Are you kidding? A spirit might fly. I might, that motherfucker lives be dangerous.
I thought she was saying, if we mind
somebody get
for her to take a picture of the sign. I can't stop you from taking a picture of the sign.
Right.
But I damn sure we finna move. Move to the sign.
That was dangerous, man. That was been and asked us to do such a thing. You know, we sit back and let them fuck around.
You want to be an Esau like that? You would have damn came up with Esau going to my after.
They would have came up. They would have prostrated exactly in front of Esau. But don't worry about it. Like we said, the plague, the purge method. Yeah, and that's another thing. Look ahead of the night. That lets you know this Esau thing. Sword, right, going to the new year, everybody shooting guns. Okay.
That's a trend too, like I mean, holidays and shit.
That's right, that's a heavy point. Shadow of death. That's like an actual tradition. You know, motherfuckers gotta die to it, you know. This weekend over 180 niggas got shot, you know. Yeah, over Christmas weekend, yeah. There's a demon coming in. Demon of death. Babylon the Great. The lower regions. Birmingham, one of the lower regions of Babylon the Great. It's actually in a valley, physically. One of the brothers took a clip of this thing. Birmingham, one of the unhappiest.
Oh, yeah. Yep. In the whole of America,
Hey, that's why the Lord set us up. Like the brothers, we got like an austere spirit. Like the Lord set us up to be like, man, the very ones to combat these motherfuckers. Yeah. I mean, not all the brothers got that spirit, got a certain spirit on. But again, you got to remember the dynamic of the body. And like the girl said, she's right.
Yeah,
she said, yeah, man, you got to get to the house. This time it's down here. I done been in, man, I was a fucking engine, man, like for the last, and I used to be like, fuck, man.
But you're going to get on the floor, man.
Yeah, you had to get on the floor. You know what I would do? I would just try to go ahead and go to sleep, man.
Yeah.
So I could be in another real talk
that's true,
before the shit even happens.
Yeah, that's true.
Because when you up, it's psychological. Like, shit, man. And we niggas be dumping some shit.
Yeah, that ain't playing.
I read. I used to enjoy a lot of the wrestling. I go up to the West, man. It was the worst. But yeah, I just go to sleep. And, you know, just wake up in the spirit the next day, man. Gotta be careful. We said go over to New Year's Eve destruction. You out here with terror traffic.
Read again. St. Luke 17:8. Then will not rather say unto him, make ready wherewith I may sup, and gird thyself and serve me, till I have eaten and drunken, and afterward thou shalt eat and drink.
Right. So our time comes after Yahweh Shai, which complements what the brother just read. But Yahweh Shai refers to the author and finisher, in which we are to gauge, and consider. So it said we will come after Yahweh Shai, of eating and Or that also proves that Yahweh Shai is the foundation in which we are building upon. Now to simplify that, they go into the scriptures. So what we convey through the scriptures is nothing more than the thoughts of Yahweh Shai. What's that, 1 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter? Where this current kingdom, this fucking cesspool of America, Babylon the Great, is going to be violently moved out of the way. And you can't question that doctrine. Because let's say hypothetically if America was free, right? The days of America was lengthy. Yeah. Then that means you would have to be ready to embrace the fact that your child going to be influenced by homosexuality. Straight up, you got to just deal with that. You have to concede to that. You see? So, if you believe in the God of the Bible, then your instincts should kick in when you hear that doctrine where this won't continue. Right there, some should spark. Oh, that shit makes sense because if I believe in the Bible and the God of the Bible stands for righteousness, that means that a doctrine promoting the fall of this place must be bad. That's why the family comes.
See, Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days should be short, there should no flesh be saved.
Right, and that's concerned with the present life under the watch of the so-called white man. This current these systems, man. Right? Lord had to shorten these days, at least no flesh will be remaining to be saved or qualify for salvation. Why? Because you're going to succumb to the air, you got chemtrails, you're already eating genetically modified organisms under the watch of the so-called white man. You got trannies running rampant. There's a very demonic vibration here on the planet, the spirit of death. And I just scratched the surface with that, man. That's the tip of the iceberg. There's demonic legislation. Oh, Biden, he left a tweet. I hope I can sign it again. Yeah, he left a tweet. And he signed off on a lot of bipartisanship in different laws. Then in his tweet, he sent a tweet, a crazy tweet. He said, yeah, expect more in 2023. He was speaking about legislation, man. Thus fulfilling Isaiah the 10th chapter, where the grievousness of Esau going to come down on the people on this side. See? Where?
It says, and except those days should be short.
Right. So that's an example of the poison that comes with this system. This legislation is the law. If that's going to contribute to the misfortune, it's going to contribute to the calamity. You have to take that transition to that digital currency. It's going to mess everything. It's going to fuck everybody here. Good,
And except those days should be short, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be short.
Right, for the elect's sake, man. That's concerning the true believers of Yahweh Shai. Translates to those who wholeheartedly subscribe to the doctrine. The Bible properly presented. And how is this on display? Through the act of prophesying, projecting the future of America, Babylon the Great. What's that, Jeremiah, the 28th chapter? Speaks about how the prophets in their true habitat, they would always prophesy against the status quo, the system that was in place. That's how you know the true prophets of old, who was reincarnated and regenerated back in a marvelous work of Yahweh Shai. They can faith heaven. Who's going to faith and believe? Yeah, you've been called to believe the unbelievable of this, right? But an actual prophet is back to continue in the ministry of Yahweh Shai. If you're just an American, right, a Babylonian, that's not going to register with your spirit. You have to have the Holy Spirit to entertain that form of teaching. So now, with that said, we're going to have a kingdom, a whole system that's going to be overthrown. The only way that can happen. Matter of fact, give me Ecclesiastes, the 8th chapter, that's all. And just think about that. A whole system you've been accustomed to is going to be violently uprooted. And it's going to be a reset in the earth. And the people on this side going to move. That's hard to believe. That's why the scriptures emphasize faith. Go ahead, Austin. Yeah, yeah, one that was never thought of. Lord out there, man. You consider how the heavens, the sun, ball of fire suspended on nothing. That's why the doctrine of Yahweh Shai is so out there, so heavy. You got to be somewhat crazy to tap into this realm.
All right, real quick, I know what I said, in the spirit, we got the greatest hope upon the planet, man.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, that's something that, what his name, Stephen King can come up with. Right there. What's his name? Spielberg.
Right. Yeah.
You know, all of these Jewish Hollywood movies that's going to have these outlandish imaginations. Right. They can't even come up with what the spirit, you know what I'm saying? What is this truth is, what it is, stranger than fiction. Yeah. So, and this is the truth, right? So we got the greatest hope, man. It's nothing that can go farther than what we talking about. For us the hope that we have. Come on, bro. We hope that we be beamed up, man, in chariots, man. But the world needs is UFOs. That's St. Matthew 24th chapter. Angels come from heaven and gather. Yeah, man.
Go ahead, bro.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 4. Where the word of a king is, there is power. And that's the power of Yahweh Shai. Just the word itself brings forth the answer. So when the word of the king, the carriers of that word, they got the authority. You know?
Yeah, that's heavy because that's jurisdiction from so-called white man's paperwork, legislations and laws. You can't somehow cancel out the will of Yahweh Shai. Lord sanctioned the overthrow of this place. Well,
where the word of a king is, there is power.
yeah.
And who may say unto him, what doest thou?
Right, and that goes into the naysayer. Those who might hear this information, but they can't quite wrap their mind around it. Well, that's equivalent to saying to the king, what you think you're doing? Right, motherfucker, come and turn off your power, arguing back and forth with him. And he got the jurisdiction to do something. So that's what you could say. Who are you to say to me what I'm going to do it? Oh, yeah, you know what I want. Right, because we're all nothing more than mere mortals, but what separates us is the Holy Spirit. What's that word? Mystery, when you go through it in the Greek? It goes into being separated from mere ordinary mortals. Really, that's the first step to immortality. Hey, and guess what? The so-called white man know about this. Because our people look at it like, man, that's some superhero BS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, the so-called white man trying to create spaceships. They understand the technology. They understand the science of the scriptures, man. As it states to immortality and everlasting life. Yep, go ahead,
Psalm 12:12. For who shall say, what hast thou done? Or who shall withstand thy judgment?
Right, no one can stand up and say, what have you done, Lord? Your cousin sprawled out in the street. Cried all you say. You can't say that to the Lord, man. The Lord already handled that here in the heavens. That also applies to those who can't quite digest the doctrine or yield to what we stand. That's equivalent again to saying, damn, Lord, what doest thou? Right? Like in the flood. The niggas in the flood. You know what I mean? So let's say they was hollering out, why? They couldn't. That hell no weight. Your arms too short to box you down. But
Who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish?
right, and in this case, the so-called white man, his nation will perish. The withering after what's that? Ezekiel 17 chapter. What's that true that king, that wilderness, so-called white man, and his descent. Go ahead.
It says, who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish, whom thou hast made? For who shall come to stand against thee to be revenged for the unrighteous men?
Yeah. So who have that jurisdiction to come to the Lord, pretty much check him for the evil he devised against the so-called white man? You don't have that authority. Just like the Lord overthrew the ancient Egyptians. And the so-called white men, they know about it. They got the records. Just like the Lord overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, the 5 neighboring cities. Right? You got something?
Like I had it.
Oh yeah, come on.
Book of 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 6, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example.
Right, making them an example. The word example goes back to example, which really goes into like a sample size, the trial sample. Right? Where
Unto those that after should live ungodly.
right. So Sodom and Gomorrah was left as an example for those who afterwards will live ungodly. You can't say that America doesn't fall under that category. Again, you got the LGBTQ, XYZ. You got men pretty much at the mercy of their women. The laws and the system is set up to favor the woman. Man, got that child support, everything to vex you, man. And again, we're just scratching the surface. If we were to go into, for an example, Bohemian Grove, a bunch of dirty old Edomites out there playing hide and go get it. There's a video of this nigga, Joe Biden. He's standing behind a baby. I got to kill him. You see him when he sniffed him. There was a strong demon on that nigga, man. He had it was a look of bliss on his face. And he sniffed the baby back and shit. He was smelling he was smelling the baby's blood. Because they actually do that. They take those blood baths, the Kardashians, those rituals. You got to kind of be careful, but hey, it's out here too fast to get out the bed.
And the bitch come around, scare the goddamn baby.
Right, that's how they do it.
And kill him.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, they get the blood at its height.
Yeah.
So they scare the baby and cut the baby leg. And they drink the blood and they kill the
adrenaline.
Right.
You know, that's a devil right there.
Yeah, that's what's the fuck going on the planet Earth, man. Under the watch of the so-called white man. Starting with the international bankers, man. Who are driven by perversity, witchcraft. The abominable, what's that? Speak about what it is, ignorance, unrighteousness. I think wisdom of Solomon. Can we get that one? Yeah, because the works of the so-called white man is a testament to who he is, man. So the scriptures make sense. It all ties in beautifully. This man, the scripture speaks about this man not sleeping until he has worked that wickedness. This man has, well thought out and calculated a system that's designed by wickedness. And if you operate in righteousness within that system, it's going to be a clash. Right? You set it up where you can't really even keep the laws, man. You know, in the perfection, if that was the case, if you was looking at physically, the law, you can't keep them under the watch of Esau.
What the scripture in Proverbs, the righteous is an abomination to the just. I mean, it's like you can get it.
I got something.
Okay, come.
Well, I'm pretty sure what's that?
I misquoted it. It's the wicked is an abomination to the righteous. The brothers know what you're talking about. You just want to make sure brothers and sisters identify. Misquoted Proverbs 2. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. You got it.
Oh, okay, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this Proverbs 29:27. An unjust man is an abomination to the just.
Right. So, read it again.
Yeah, an unjust man is an abomination.
Unjust man. Right, go ahead.
It's an abomination.
An abomination is a filthy thing, man. Right? So, an unjust man, we know who is the most unjust people upon the planet, man. We know who the unjust man is. Esau himself. all right, and his seed, which are the Edomites, which are the so-called white people, man, or the white man, white race. That's the unjust. Go ahead. You got it, bro.
Second chapter, you abstain him from his ways and from filthiness. But then he said that
That's it.
abomination.
That's it. That's it. Go ahead.
Yep. He said an unjust man is an abomination to the just.
Right. So who is the just? We are the potential just, man. You know what I'm saying? If we continue on to the end, we will be the just, man. All right? Because we upright. We what? We the ones that has that light, man. You know?
Crying out for
We
righteousness.
crying out for righteousness.
Crying out for justice. Satan.
That's it. That's it. That's it. We the ones proclaiming justice. You know?
Be the opposition of
The
force.
opposition to force. That's it. That's it. That's it. Go ahead, bro.
He said,
Go ahead.
and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked.
Read it one more time.
Yep. He say, an unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the
All right,
wicked.
so read it one more time. So lock y'all.
Yep. He said, an unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way.
Hey, and he that is upright in the way, when you read Exodus the 23rd chapter, right, in verse 20, 23 and 20, all right, it speaks about that angel that the Most High was sent to keep thee in the way. All right, so that's the way that we're in, which is what? Coming to the door. You know, that St. John 10th chapter. All right, so that's the way. What did Yahweh Shah say to Thomas? I am the way, the truth, and the life, which is the light. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. So that's that way that the scripture talking about. Go ahead.
That and he,
And you know, a way, migrates to what? Darkness. You know, so, go ahead, bro.
that and he that is upright in his way
Upright in the way. Go ahead.
is and say he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked.
Right, so we're in the way, man. We're in Yahweh Shai, man. All right? We're in Yahweh Shai, so we are the abomination to the wicked. This is the wicked. All right? We're an abomination to them, man. We are what? A despicable thing unto them, man. And why? Because we upright in the way. As long as we go out pants on our hands, shoot them up, bang, bang, like the brothers were talking about, went after these pagan holidays, just being a nigga. You was good. That's what he wanted you to do. But once you claim to be a child of God, you know what I'm saying? He wants you to be everything except for a child of God, which is an Israelite. If you really look at it, which is an Israelite. You break it down. Yahshua, he a prince of the power, man. You know, a child of the Most High. You know, once we start waking up to that and claiming that way, that's when we became a fifth. What is that? Am I your enemy because I tell you the truth? All right. Have made that separate prey. What is that? Yeah, he that fought. See that? A prey by who? The oppressor, man. Right? Now you under their scope pay. They got the scope pay on you now, you know. Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, this Wisdom Solomon 2 in verse 12. He said, therefore let us lie and wait for the righteous,
Right.
because he is not for our turn, and he is clean cut.
We're not for this man's turn. This is what's contributing to this beef. You know, we're not for this man ruling. You know, we're not for this man ruling, man.
Anti.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I said prophesy against now, sure.
That's it, bro.
You know,
That's it. We was commanded to do this.
that's it.
That's further in the room.
That's it.
That's going to resist him being over us.
Go ahead, bro.
Yep. He say, and he is clean contrary to our doings.
Because of the things that our people do wickedly. But Esau actually is the wicked.
Yeah.
He even talks about how he's ashamed to even speak of the
The
things.
things that they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Elder Michigan saying with the Bohemian Grove, and that's some shit they want you to do. I mean,
They let that same island.
And that ain't that compared to what he is.
Yeah.
Kanye came, he brought out that, okay, you should have a get up.
Popping the goat, yeah.
Like, so that just shows you that's the thing that he knows do.
That's like life work.
Yeah.
Trying to ever expecting for the video to come out on that. It might be on another web, a dark web.
Right. See, man, these guys, man, be wicked, man. And to my our people, like the brother said. That's why, what is it? Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter. That's why we got a job. That's why the scripture brothers read. What we're supposed to do, we're supposed to come out, like you said, set your face against Mount Seir. And once you set your face against Mount Seir, you're not in cahoots with your people anymore. Because they are not your people. That's why Yahweh Shah said, this is my family. Right? That's why the scripture speaks about being outside of the temple. Right? Well, when it speaks about in Ezekiel 33rd chapter, when it says, turn from their evil ways. Or should I put it about their wicked ways. That's more about what you're saying. When it speaks about wicked in Ezekiel 33rd chapter, you know they ain't talking about Esau. Esau ain't going to turn from his wicked ways. So that's referring to the wickedness of Israel. Right? But if they don't turn from it, what they're going to get? Different destruction.
He upbraided us with not offending the law and objecting to our infirmity, infamy.
He upbraided this devil and set his offense in the law. Constantly highlight the fact that he promotes testable food, pork. He came up with shit spam. Like, fuck, that is crazy, man. He started coming up with that. Right, then the scripture says you will upbraid him for his offending of the law, man. He boasted homosexuality. That's the same thing that got them, the inhabitants of Sodom and Gomorrah from. I mean, not just that. It was gluttonous and a lot of, but it was left as an example. That proved that when you look at this system, there was parallels there. Remember they tried to descend upon the angels and Lot and one of the prophets. So what the Lord gonna do with this place? They got apps dedicated to it. Y'all see the one with the basketball player posed as a brawl? I don't even want to go into it. I have to show y'all first why I go into it. Yeah, like a coach. I thought y'all probably saw that one. Yeah, man. Right, yeah, like it was a coach. he was like a homo, man. He posed as real, man. Right, he posed as someone. He wanted the guy on the team. Right. Oh. He posed as a broad online, like a clickbait shit. And had the guy to post pictures. Then he blackmailed the guy. He got real tough. Oh, anybody with that?
You see, that's Esau. Yeah. That was Esau. Yeah.
But that's actually, that's an outlet. You know, you can actually take it on. Right?
He upbraided us without offending the law and in objection to our infamy, the transgression of our education. He professing to have the knowledge of the Most High.
Right, do we not profess to have the knowledge of the Most High? Yeah. Read that in Jeremiah the 9th chapter. If you glory in this, that you're going to understand the people, right?
And he called himself the child of the Lord.
Right, that's what we identify as Israelites. Yasha'Allah, right?
As we say, he was made to reprove our faults.
Right, he was designed to come up against Esau, right?
He is grievous unto us. He is grievous unto us, even to behold.
Right. The scripture said we are grievous Esau even to behold. That comes from in Psalm 23. The Lord said he prepared a table in the presence of our enemies. See? Go ahead.
Yep, he say, for his life is not like other men.
Uh-huh.
His ways are of another
Yeah,
fashion.
that proves that Esau has really assessed us, man. You know, he's like a weird scientist. He check out everything. What's that? Daniel 28. Ezekiel 28, slacking the hard up there from Ezekiel. So he have thoroughly assessed Israel, and he knows those whose ways are like another. We're not in the fashion of the world, man. Ultimately, we stand stiffly for righteousness. Go ahead.
He said, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits.
Yeah, and that's our perspective concerning the so-called white man. They counterfeit. Everything is built upon lies, falsehood, deception. They said they're the Israelites, they're not the Israelites. That's the first fight. That's equivalent to catching a nigga. You told me that wasn't in the glove department. You know, now I can't believe you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he said he esteemed
You
of
put a nigga looking at the glove department. That's Esau. Go ahead.
we are esteemed of him as counterfeits.
Uh-huh.
He obtained. It's like he abstaining from our ways as from filth.
Right, and we abstain from Esau as filthiness. What's that, Ecclesiastes 13? It's pretty much like get away. That minister cloth dynamic. Yeah, that's what you develop when you come into the truth, man. You pretty much shun evil. You get to the point where if you had a chance to catch somebody, nobody ain't looking. Like that's the spirit that's going to be on you. I'm going to tell you, remember the guy got stuck with the javelin and it pleased the Lord. You should be in that spirit. If I can catch somebody, ain't nobody looking. That nigga drag him off the tree. Come on, out.
Yep. He said he pronounces the end of the just to be blessed.
Yeah, that's our stance. We project that at the end, when the smoke clears and the dust settles, the elect is going to rise to the top. Go ahead.
And making his boast that the Most High is his Father.
Right, that's what we both stand. That's our power. Go ahead.
Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end
And
of
that's
him.
what the devil's going to do. They're going to examine us. All right? They're going to examine us. They're going to try to descend upon certain brothers. That's the story. But what's the point then? It goes back to your original point. Good is set against evil. The righteous is an abomination to the wicked. That's the yin and yang effect. That's that struggle in the womb dynamic. All right? Hey, so with that, most of all praise, honor, and glory. Some learning time teachers, the head apostles and elders with millstone. Shalom to the fellow labors out there. As always, you believe. This time, shalom.
Shalom, ETA, above, soon.
Right.
Very soon. Have a fucked up New Year's.
Yeah, have a
Previous.
and an unhappy
See how I reached over there.